The Kruleboyz and Seraphon are two factions in the game Warhammer Age of Sigmar. The Kruleboyz are a new army introduced in the Dominion box set, known for their brutal strength and cunning tactics. The Seraphon, on the other hand, are a reptilian race with powerful magic and celestial powers. When these two factions clash on the battlefield, it's a battle between raw strength and mystical prowess. The outcome of the battle depends on the strategy and skill of each player, making for an exciting and unpredictable game. Both factions have unique units with their own strengths and weaknesses. The Kruleboyz have powerful and heavily armored swamp beasts, while the Seraphon have flying units and powerful ranged attacks.
Okay, so this game I played Seraphon and we played Geomantic Pulse. He won the first deployment. He was higher drops than me. This is the list that I will be taking to Seraphon as well. So I am running Andorian Acolytes, and I'm double Battle Rage after that. So I'm 4 drops. I have decided that Andorian Acolyte is really important, especially for Kruleboyz, and our spells are really strong, so we really don't want to be giving up any spells casting early just because we haven't got a primal or we can't get that, our casting value of 7s off. So we really want to be prioritizing that and slowing our opponents down. As we get into the game, you'll see that versing Seraphon, it's a really, really tough matchup for us, and it's virtually unwinnable. And what we're relying on to get the win and get ahead is, one, for us to be rolling quite good and for them to be rolling quite bad. And you will see in this one, now this is the second game that I'm showing. The first game we did a quick run through, and he pretty much tabled me turn 2. And it's because it's the first time I've ever versed them, never seen them before, haven't seen anything about Seraphon. So being able to have that advantage. And then I said, look, how about we have a quick second game, because my deployment was horrendous. And you'll see in the video of my deployment of the first game, in the preview, that I just clumped up and moved up slowly. Against Seraphon, what I've realized and what you need to do is you need to spread out all along your territory. Have your Sluddraker right at the front, your Gobsprak right at the front, your Shamans at the front, in case they try and turtle in the back. You want to be able to unbind them. And what you do turn 1 is with your Super Sneak your Bolt Boys up within 9 inches of, what's it called? Of wherever his Croak is, as close as possible to Croak, or one of his important heroes. And then what you do is you take turn 1, because you're going to be lower drops than them. 9 times out of 10, I don't think they'd ever run double Battle Reg, or single Battle Reg. If they do, good on them. But I think they really want Andorian Acolytes as well, because it just helps them even harder with their spell casting. So what we do here is then you Super Sneak your Bolt Boys forward. Your Sluddraker has Fasten. So in the hero phase, you move up. Okay. I like to take Surround and Destroy turn 1. Magical Dominance we're never going to get. So with my 2 units of Hobgrots on either side, I leave 1 unit of Hobgrot in the back. I'm running 3 units of Hobgrots. I did make a mistake and I left my Shaman in the back. Future reference, put one of your Hobgrots in the back, Hobgrot on either side, with the wholly within 6 each battle edge, and just move up that way. It's a free battle tactic. They can't really do much to stop you. Then when the first battle round starts, you Dirty Tricks, -1 to wound first battle round, and turn 2. And the second one you choose is Disappearing Act, and you try and remove all the Saurus Guard. If you roll really good here and you remove all the Saurus Guard, their heroes are completely caught with their pants down, and you can move up and double shoot. This is where what I should have done in the second game is move up, double shoot into the Croak. Because then at the end of that phase, the shooting phase, if I spiked enough and if I roll well enough, again, we're relying on rolling well, and he rolls really high on 3 dice, Croak dies if he rolls above a 20 on 3d6. If you can kill Croak at the end of the first shooting phase, and because you've fastened your Sluddraker and then moved him 16 inches up on the board, you're also getting the +1 damage on those Bolt Boys that you Super Sneaked forward. Okay? So what that means is that every 6 he rolls 3 damage and mortal wounds. You hit Croak straight away with everything you've got. that's 13 shots. If you spike and roll 4, 5, 6s, there's a high chance that he dies that turn. You kill him turn 1, you win the game. And then you charge in with everything that you got. You just keep sending everything forward as fast as possible. You run with everything else in the back there. Run up the board, auto run with some things, get things in their face as fast as possible, and keep yourself spread. Because all they want to do is do D6, D3 mortal wounds to everything within 12 inches of wherever they pick, and teleporting their heroes to it, and then doing damage from there. What you do is you just spread out as much as possible, make them decide what key pieces they want to kill, and maybe only let them have an option of 2 or 3 units every time they do it. So then that way you've still got the rest of your army just encroaching in slowly and slowly, and you're getting all your battle tactics, you're controlling all the points on the map, and you're keeping them in their deployment. So okay, you just let them get only their battle tactic turn 1, 2 points. You score 3 points on Geomantic Pulse. That's the max you can score turn 1. Turn 2, if you win the prior roll, awesome. You move up forward again, and they activate which point, whatever point they choose. You're going to be scoring a maximum of 6 points once again. Okay? If you have control of it, you choose your most favorable point furthest away from them that you know you're going to control for the rest of the game, and you just keep moving forward and moving forward and moving forward, and you just starve them. And again, make sure you stretch out the game. If you're not using a clock, right, use the time to your advantage. Make the time slow down, because they're not going to score more points than you. They're going to have to table you before they can even start scoring objectives. So slow that time down. You got 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 45 minutes in the game. Take as much time as possible. Move all your units, run them. Be slow with it. Double think things. If you're not using a clock, use that clock to your advantage. It depends how you want to play. You don't need to, but it just is something to be aware of, because obviously they're not going to be scoring as much points as you playing that style prior to turn 3 or 4, and they have to table you in order to get those objectives back off of you. And a lot of the time you can probably kill a lot of their smaller units, so they're only left with their heroes by the end of the game, and for them to even score everything, it's going to be quite hard. And you might even just be able to keep one unit of Hogroths alive in their territory to give you a grand strat of war. So I thought I'd quickly wrap up round one for myself for Kruleboyz and just quickly give a summary of what happened, what I did, maybe what I could have done better. So I did super sneaky forward my Bolt Boys. This is the second game we played. It's not a full length of a game because we didn't quite have enough time. He had to leave early. But I thought I'd still put it in there just to show you what we can do as Kruleboyz, what the options are. In game one that we played, I may make a video on that, but in the first game that I played, I super sneakied up Monster Killers instead, which didn't quite have the same effect. This time I just thought, well, look, I'm this far behind. He's deploying so far back in his territory. I might as well super sneaky forward the Bolt Boys, use the Sludge Raker to fasten up and move up 16 inches to charge in, which I got. And that allowed me to have the chance to shoot with the Bolt Boys turn one straight away. Now, depending on the deployment zone and because of the way this one's designed, I can actually super sneaky the Bolt Boys, move forward 5 inches, and still hit either of his heroes without Lookout Sir being a problem. In hindsight, I should have gone for Lord Croak, and hopefully I just spike, hit a bunch of sixes with my shots, and maybe he rolls 3d6 and rolls higher than a 20 and it dies. That would be perfect, and I think in this sort of matchup, it's the only sort of way you can get away with winning the game. You rely on them, Seraphon rolling badly on their casting, and us to roll good. So it's just one of those sort of matchups, but that didn't happen. I went for his other hero, which didn't have any Saurus Guard near it, thought I could kill it, didn't. But we still were able to use our dirty tricks to lift up one of his Saurus Guard units. In the ideal world, lifting up both of them would have been good, but we can't win it all. So we lifted that up, we charged in with the Sludge Raker and the Bolt Boys, killed off the Raptidon charges, which was great, and it set us up for a good turn. Again, in hindsight too, I did surround and destroy with Hobgrots on either side and my Shaman. I should have done all 3 units of Hobgrots, moved the Shaman up to be within 30 inches of all his wizards as well. So it gives me the optimal chance of 4 or 5 unbinds, especially if I use Heroic Willpower on my general because he's right up in his face. The key is to just try and deny as many unbinds as possible and cast from him to slow them down and just see how we go from there. So you'll see going into round one of Seraphon, what they're capable of and what he can get done there. So we'll quickly go into that as well. So this is where, sadly, and I hate to cut it short, but this is where we actually ran out of time and we couldn't finish off this game too. It would have gone on for another hour, hour and a half at least. But we did a quick talk through of what probably would have happened for round two, and it was a bit of that round two was a deciding game round really. I did win priority for round two, which was big. So I had a few things in sight to do to get into charging phases, to get into his face a little bit more. His screens are pretty much dead. He only had the Saurus Guard left. So the plan was I would have moved the Bolt Boys because they were out, not the ones I had in the back there. They weren't in range to really do anything, so they were going to move away from any terrain feature outside of 3. The Gobstrak was going to move forward and charge the Saurus Guard that were there and do a monstrous action to destroy his terrain feature, so he couldn't do the blowing up of terrains on the map and dealing damage to everything in 3. That was no longer a thing. Lift off the Saurus Guard, lift up his little skink hero in the back of my army, keep moving everything forward. My battle tactic there would have been led into the Maelstrom, or I could have just done Intimidate the Invaders, which was quite an easy one. Ideally, I would have gone for Intimidate the Invaders because only the Saurus Guard were there, so I'd rather just let Intimidate the Invaders, get another free battle tactic, lift those up. And so I would have had the Monster Killers up there. The Monster Killers would have charged in with the Gobstrak. Both the Gut Rippers were moving up. Everything was running up. Everything running up the board. Even the Shaman in the back ran up. All 3 Hobgrot units are running up to help set up for my Grand Strat for Wa to be in his territory, which we're setting up nicely for that. He had Lord Croak left. He had 2 other heroes as well. And I believe that was just about it. I think maybe 1 other hero too. Once those Saurus Guard were gone, he was in a pretty bad spot, but he did have enough points to do his big blow up. Everything within 12 inches of a hero takes D3 or D6 mortal wounds, which he was going to set up for that on his round 2 as well. Just use his hero phase, teleport one of his heroes within 7 inches of where my Gobstrak was, in between the Gobstrak, the Bolt Boys on the right, and the Shaman in the middle there, and hit those 3 units and hit the Monster Killers too. But I was going to charge up, so he would have positioned it in a way to hit all 3 of them, which would have been nice for him. And a lot of things would have taken damage because of his node on the terrain feature. Even though I blow it up, the node can still hit everything. So he still hits a lot of my stuff there. I take a lot of big battle shock tests. It was still anyone's game. We would have had to really roll it out properly to get an accurate reading of where the game would have finished up, because I did lose a Slidraker, depending on how many Monster Killers I have left, and the Gut Rippers, to get in there and finish off Lord Croak and do the rest of it. It would have been hard, but my game plan would have just been to hold him back enough to deny him battle points for the next couple of rounds. So I would have scored a maximum of 6 that turn, no matter how he would have put his chosen which pulse to be active. I would have killed I would have captured all of them, because I had pretty much my whole army on all of the objectives. So I would have gone for the maximum 6. He could have only gotten his battle tactic once again, because he wouldn't have been able to contest an objective yet, because he had no units to do so. And then going into round 3, it would have been a similar thing. I probably would have gone for the max 7 that round, keeping him on the back foot, and then trying to lift and kill as many things as possible as I go, picking off his heroes as he's teleporting them away, pick them off, move forward, set up for my Grand Strat, set up for led into the Maelstrom round 3, set up for round 4. Round 4, I can have a few options there, so I can do sneak up, I can do take that your suckers, deal 10 wounds, not take 10, and then round 5, whatever's left over. But the main goal is to just keep him off the objectives and just get a win that way. and slowly just drain out the clock that in a fashion like that. And I found with Kruleboyz, as hard as a matchup it is, we got to utilize Super Sneaky to get in his face as soon as possible. Use the Fasten trait to get up there with the Sludge Draco as fast as possible and lift those front screens up, get rid of the Saurus Guard, and start doing a lot of damage as fast as possible. Because if we don't do that, the game really starts to slow down for us. And the last thing we want to do is let him position in a way that he wants to. It's got to be us setting the pace, move, 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 run up the board, run up the board. We're a slow army, so we just got to be running with everything 7 inches, 8 inches, 10 inches, 7 inches, 6 inches, 10 inches, every round, moving up, getting closer and closer to him, and just trying to delay the game that way and keep him off of objectives and keep us taking objectives. That's the key there. So it was a good game. I learned a lot because the first one I was tabled, like I said, I was tabled at the top of turn 2. It was just over. I positioned poorly, I kept everything clumped up and castled up, and I wasn't in a position to move up the board fast enough. So doing it this tactic and super sneaking right up in their face and moving everything up straight away is definitely the right way to go, and the only way I can see how, as Kruleboyz players, how we can win these matchups. So again, I apologize that it wasn't the full game, we didn't quite have the time, but you can see the direction the game was going, and I will definitely have to do a rematch with him one day to get a full game clip in for you guys. But I hope you enjoyed it. Again, like, subscribe, comment. Any questions, let me know. Thank you.